This is News 6 Tonight. Welcome to News 6 Tonight. Glad you're with us. What is it, Wednesday?
I know. Sometimes I can't keep track.
This has been a weird week. I've been sick yesterday.
You got your voice back.
My voice is back and a shell of its former self. When I hear myself saying News 6 Tonight, I think, God, I miss that voice. Where is that man? Instead, you're stuck with me tonight.
Oh, my gosh.
All day was in the bed, sleeping, thinking about news headlines. That's all I do when I'm in my bed, staring at the ceiling. Well, news.
You came back to quite a day.
Came back, yes. It was an interesting day. A lot. And by the way, Lauren Melendez, you are in for Ginger.
Right.
And you checked out the show without me last night.
I did. So we handled the 3 o'clock show. It was me and Chris yesterday, and then me and Eric Von Enken last night. It was a long day, okay? And we saved a lot for you as well today.
A lot going on. And so you have our first story tonight that you're giving us the nuts and bolts of a pretty awful story, really.
I was going to say, this kind of like gripped our newsroom today. I mean, whenever you hear about a murder-suicide, it's not fun. It's especially gut-wrenching, really, when you find out that a 4-year-old was a part of it. So we're going to start the show in Ocala. Tuesday night, essentially, police were called to Marion Springs condominiums. This is pretty small area. Neighbors said they heard gunshots, and they were right to be concerned. They called police. Police arrived, and that's where they found the mother and the 4-year-old little girl shot to death. Now, we learned today, this was breaking news in our afternoon hour, that the man who did it was the woman's estranged husband. And so we were talking to family. We had Jana Manahalal tackling this for us today. She actually spoke to the victim's grandmother, and she's got this story for us. Check it out.
I hear numerous gunshots, and I hear a woman screaming. She has a child.
What you just heard was a 911 call from a neighbor after 4-year-old Eden Bacon and her mom, Nancy Bacon, were shot and killed by who Ocala police say was her estranged husband, Ralph Bacon. This all happened on Tuesday night when Ocala police got the 911 call. Nancy's mother spoke with us, telling us it was Eden's first day of pre-K on the day of the shooting and had been with her earlier that day. Today, we're back at the Marion Springs condominiums to try and get answers from neighbors who may have heard anything. We've knocked on multiple doors, but the only person to answer us was Jill.
It's very shocking, yeah. And the fact that it's somebody I knew, it's just even more shocking. And just, like I said, just a beautiful little girl.
Chief Mike Balkin says that Ralph Bacon was able to be tracked by traffic cameras and was found just 7 miles north of the Georgia border during a traffic stop, where he eventually shot and killed himself during that stop.
This was instrumental not only in determining his direction of travel from the scene, fleeing, but potentially to protect somebody else's life to wherever he was going.
So the interesting thing there, 2 things I want to point out. The license plate reader that they were able to use to track him down in Georgia or not far from Georgia, that was instrumental. We actually have a story on clickorlando.com about that separately from Mike DeForest. But then this caught our eye too. The big issue in the couple's relationship, we learned, was that the little girl wasn't shared by them.
Wasn't biologically his.
So it breaks your heart.
That seemed to be a hang up. And they said estranged husband.
Right.
So it seems like they had broken up, maybe over this ordeal.
Right.
And then sadly he comes back and kills them. Yeah, awful. Interesting that you bring up the license plate readers. There have been several cases in Central Florida that have been broken because of these license plate readers. But the question a lot of people have is it worth it? Are we, some people will use strong language like, this is a police state. If there's something that can check where I'm going all the time, who has access to this information, you can check out a lot more. We have a good story on that by Mike DeForest on clickorlando.com.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Just search license plate reader on that. All right, well, this next story. So I'm big into pickleball.
I was just about to say, this is perfect for you.
Just kind of getting to know each other, but I usually play at least once a week.
Okay.
And maybe twice if I'm lucky.
You've never gotten into a fight, though?
No.
Okay.
No,
just
I don't. Here's the thing. I'm not making any money off of pickleball. It's not the Super Bowl pickleball that I'm in. It's just my buddy that I play with. Now, there are a few ways, if you don't know pickleball, that people get pretty pissed off. They can get fiery out there.
I don't get the hype. Can you help me understand
the hype of
set the stage?
Pickleball or the hype of people getting angry?
No, is it the game itself? Is it just a really competitive sport?
It's just a fun game. It's very social.
Okay.
And you don't have to have, like if you went out to play tennis, you wouldn't have enough skills to really play. But pickleball, you can, it's more approachable, like more approachable tennis. It's kind of like if you were standing on a ping pong table is what I say. Okay, but there are a couple of things you don't do, all right? If somebody hits a ball
Mm-hmm.
and it's in and you call it out, you're a jerk. Okay, that's just the way it goes. And there are some jerks out there who call the ball out when it was clearly in. And if you're a polite pickleball player,
Well, if you call it, what does that mean? You're
that
saying
means
it's
there's
not
no
valid?
referee. So say you hit the ball and it goes out and it hits.
You're being a sore loser.
Yeah. But some people just they wish the ball was out, but really it was in.
Yeah.
And I'm not speaking to my pickleball friends. Yes, I am. It's happened before. Happened last weekend, in fact. But what happens is you know, usually you have this little thing where you say, you want to replay it? I saw it in, but you want to replay it and everybody will agree. Okay, let's replay
Good
it.
sportsmanship.
The other thing that happens is somebody will hit the ball out of the air and there's this kitchen line that's right up next to the net. And if you hit the ball while you step into the kitchen, you lose the point.
Okay.
Now it's kind of hard because everybody's focused on other things.
Right.
But if you step in the kitchen,
And again, no referee.
no referee to call it. And so a lot of times people step in the kitchen and then they'll back up real quick so they don't get caught.
Right,
Because they're little cheaters.
It's like the serve line in volleyball. Like you
Right.
can't step over a certain line.
Exactly.
You know. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody knows the rules. So apparently somebody is accused of breaking these rules at a pickleball game that was taking place. And so some folks got into a fight. Let's listen to the 911 call. That just sounds
911 call. I
insane
know.
from this fight that took place.
What did the fight start over?
A game and people calling the balls out, and then tempers flared, and it's been going on for probably about 30 minutes now, and it just got out of hand.
So it sounds like this game was going on, and this is between couples, right? I could understand it a little more if it were a bunch of guys giving each other a hard time. But it's like guy and his wife playing other guy and his wife. They're mad because somebody's calling balls out, and then somebody steps in the kitchen. So now they start fighting, and according to the report, this guy, Anthony Sapienza, here he is, and his wife, Julianne Sapienza,
goodness.
very serious pickleball player.
Clearly.
Looks like he might have gotten a little sunburnt on this day. Aggravated battery causing bodily harm, 2 counts of battery on a person 65 and older.
Yeah.
If you're getting into fist fights on the pickleball court and you're not a teenager, like, what are we doing here? You know, this is a little silly.
I have so many questions.
So he split a guy's head open with his paddle, according to the report, pushed over the guy's wife.
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
Called her a name that you don't ever call a lady.
It begins with a C.
You know what I'm saying?
Ends with a T.
And there's going to be a fight. You say that to somebody's wife. So anyway, so the pickleball brawl took place. These 2 people got arrested. My guess is they won't be invited back.
No. I don't think they'll ever be playing
And
pickleball
maybe
for a while.
in the prison yard there'll be a little pickleball game
you
going
know
on
what?
that they can.
Felony
you know.
battery arrest. Yeah, they're going to
That's
prison.
real deal
Yeah.
stuff, man. All over pickleball.
Crazy when we first read the story, it got like progressively worse. Like at first I thought like, okay, a brawl, you know, you have to break some stuff up, whatever, no big deal. And then as you were reading the story, I was like, bash him in the head, push the wife, blood gushing
And
everywhere.
then somebody came to break
911.
it. Somebody came to break it up, and he punched him in the face too.
Yeah,
So,
this is a mess.
yeah, it was some wild stuff.
All right, poured orange there for you. Thank you so much.
Be careful on those pickleball courts.
Yeah, I won't be playing anytime soon. We go from one wild situation with violence to another one. Let's go to Lake County. A 4-wheeler escape. So we've seen a lot of good things in Central Florida. People getting away on bikes, people getting away on scooters. 4-wheelers.
We'll get like a bus or something.
Yeah, you know, this is creative. Okay, so deputies arrested a Florida man. You know the story. Paisley, this was January 22nd. We are just now getting a first look at how they did it. So you're looking at a bird's eye view from their helicopter. I believe it's called Eagle One. The guy they're after, his name's Larry Kyle Longworth. He had a felony warrant, so he was wanted. You see him right there. This is a little bit later into the video. But initially, they went to his home to find him. They had K-9 units. They had the helicopter. Couldn't get the guy. He ran away. Ditched his house. Took off on his 4-wheeler through the woods. I mean, first of all, let's just unpack that. I mean, he obviously had a plan. He was well prepared for this. And in fact, they said he had been known to police. He had evaded them before. So it wasn't until they used their thermal technology that finally caught them on the radar. That's what you're looking at. We got a little snippet from some of this. Can we play that?
You had us going. If it wasn't for the 4-wheeler taking a crap on you, he probably would have had a chance.
Let me tell you something. One thing I love is body camera video because you get the real
they're talking
inside.
real.
I know,
Yeah.
for real. So here he is. That's Larry right there, Larry Longworth. Larry Kyle Longworth. Again, he's got a felony warrant for his arrest. So his four-wheeler gave out. You heard the deputy say it crapped out, quote, end quote. Want to make sure those aren't my words. And then he just took off running. So good old-fashioned chase. And you can see his body, the thermal images of him running through the woods. And then they caught up with him and they got him into custody. My piece of advice, and this is the 2 cents somebody asked for, you always get caught.
Well,
don't run.
Okay. Here's what I say.
Oh man.
All right.
Okay.
When the chopper comes out, you might as well give up.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you're not going to outrun the chopper.
No.
But if you're going to get away from patrol cars, a four-wheeler will do it now. You're in the woods and you got a four-wheeler. I'm not trying to give anybody any good advice.
I don't want you to
But if I were robbing a bank and I wanted to get away,
oh my goodness,
I'd throw that money on the back of a four-wheeler
and get out of
and
there.
head into the woods. They can't catch you, but once that thermal, even if if they just had a regular helicopter,
even just bird's eye view,
because when they zoomed out of that thermal shot, you could barely pick that guy up.
No, that's true.
And cop cars are getting stuck in that mud every time.
You're not going to see that at night.
It was a good idea. Not a good idea to ever rob anything.
If this is my last day here, I want you guys to know I was anchoring with Matt.
I know. I always cause trouble. I'm just saying, four-wheeler's not a bad idea, but make sure that thing's got an oil change. Make sure your brakes are good.
Make sure it works.
And it doesn't break down when you're out there in the woods.
No.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about some changes taking place to our very own Camping World Stadium. So Orlando is very ginned up about the possibility that the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are doing like a $2 billion, they call it a renovation, $2 billion, that's going to get you a whole new stadium, right?
Seriously.
It's also going to take some time. So while they renovate that stadium, they're going to need a place to stay. They were down to a few different places. Gainesville was a possibility. Orlando was definitely, I would say, a more desirable destination. The Swamp is a nice stadium, but there's not a whole lot of other things going on if you were coming for a Jaguars game. So it looks like as long as we get this $400 million renovation going for Camping World Stadium, right, spending a lot of money. It used to be what a stadium costs. Now that's just like, oh, we're fixing up the bathrooms, you know, everything's so expensive. But our community correspondent, Jarrell Baker, is taking a look at what they're doing specifically at Camping World Stadium to try to lure those Jaguars in.
You're talking about somebody who needs a place to play for a year. Our community sets up for that, but this new building will be ideal.
Despite construction starting Wednesday, Florida Citrus Sports CEO Steve Hogan says there's still no official word that the Jags are coming to Orlando in 2027.
In terms of the relationship between Orlando and the Jags, we all are comfortable with what we've provided. The NFL committee has to officially bless that.
The Jags need a temporary home because Everbank Stadium's $1.4 billion renovation could force them out for the 2027 season. Here's what's coming to Camping World Stadium. More seats, increasing capacity to 65,000. Down at the other end there, they're building an event center. And you may not be able to see inside, but they're installing a retractable stage for concerts. Total price tag, $400 million. Well, like it or not, this is happening, and they have to get it done within a tight deadline. Now, they need to get it done in the summer of 2027. That's right before the NFL season. I'm your Paramore Community Correspondent, Jarrell Baker.
So a lot of people, including myself, are very hesitant for taxpayer money to be used to enhance stadiums that professional teams will go on to make a lot of money off of. I think these professional teams make tons of money, and yet consistently tax dollars are used to subsidize their stadiums.
So you think the revenue from the teams needs to be the one funding these projects?
You know, if you're a capitalist, that tends to be the way things go. Like, we don't say, oh, hey, you know, Amazon. Well, actually, we do. We do this as well, which also drives. If Amazon's going to come build a little center at your place, you give them these huge tax breaks.
Exactly.
You know, so it's a similar feeling, but a lot of people think like, are we really going to get enough benefit out of this $400 million?
Like, does the end justify the means?
Right, exactly. And they always throw out big numbers like, oh, this NFL season will bring in, you know, $500 trillion to the local economy. You know, I mean, if you buy those numbers, I got some swampland I'd like to sell you. You know?
Jarrell is very hopeful. We talked to him today at 3. He was like, don't jinx it. We want this to come. I think people are excited about the Jaguars. But yeah, if you go a step deeper and you think about what are our tax dollars really getting us and what happens when they're gone and what's going to be the impact to our community, I can understand your hesitation.
I'm always the wet blanket when it comes to these conversations.
We need somebody to balance it out.
But I'm willing to do that. I also will say the Jaguars play my Steelers in 2027, and it's a home game. So the fact that I could watch my Pittsburgh Steelers in Orlando, that has me saying,
you're like,
give them the $400 million. I don't care.
It benefits Matt Austin.
It's all funny money anyway. That's what everybody else is saying. All right, well, I'm going to take a quick break. On the other side of this, we're going to talk about the future of media and how we're starting to see some cracks in what we do, journalism, as well as some other things that I thought would be an interesting conversation with you tonight. We'll be right back. Welcome back to News 6 Tonight. Hopefully you're having a good evening. So let's talk about something I find very interesting. Hopefully this isn't too inside baseball, in the weeds for you, but I think it impacts everybody. So I feel like the media landscape is changing drastically out from underneath us. We know a lot of people in newsrooms across the country. You know, things are changing in our newsroom. It just happens. Like this is, journalism is a calling for many of us, but we also have to understand that this is a business that has to make money. And journalism for a long time was a business that was printing cash. That has changed. And not really from competition. We're used to competition from other journalists. We're not competing with our competition now is Netflix,
companies.
It's social media companies that basically are allowed to take our stories, stick them on social media, and then they get all the money from it. It's just become a very weird moment. And one of the places that's struggling with this right now is a place called the Washington Post.
A giant.
They just announced that they're having mass layoffs. And I don't know, so this company that we work for now, you just joined us in the last few months, but you probably know we used to be known as the Washington Post Company. And so our station is named after Catherine Meyer Graham, one of the legends. She was involved in breaking the story of Watergate, which took down President
really known for.
Richard Nixon. I mean, it is a storied newspaper, and it is a newspaper that's very important to our country's history. It ended up, Graham Holdings, our company, sold the Washington Post Company. Jeff Bezos owns it now. Long story short, they're now laying off tons of people at the Washington Post. And you worry that journalism is going to be weakened when you see stuff like this happen. I like to see a very healthy journalist in these businesses. So we had our dollars and cents reporter. He focuses on the money aspect of things. Donovan Myrie, take a look at this situation and why it's happening. So here's Donovan.
Entire sections of the 148-year-old paper are being eliminated or sharply reduced. Also facing deep cuts, the paper's local and metro desks. What makes the Post layoffs especially striking is that not all major newsrooms are shrinking. Outlets like the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal have managed to grow or stabilize by expanding digital subscriptions, games, lifestyle products, and niche coverage. Others, including the Washington Post, have struggled to replace lost advertising revenue and slowing subscriber growth. Industry veterans say the scale of these layoffs sends a sobering message. Prestige no longer guarantees protection. Here's the consumer takeaway. Fewer reporters and fewer beats likely means less local coverage, fewer investigations, and a narrower range of stories for readers, even at nationally known outlets. The Washington Post layoffs underscore a broader reality. The economics of journalism are changing fast, and the traditional news model is still searching for a sustainable future. For Dollars and Cents, I'm Donovan Myrie.
So we news people are good at telling stories. We're not so good at making money. You know, like it just kind of came to journalists for a while is what I feel like is the area we're in. And specifically, a lot of these, I want to be careful, okay? And picture if the Washington Post is struggling, imagine what the Orlando Sentinel.
Right.
I have friends at the Sentinel who have, it used to be a gigantic building in downtown Orlando. They have since sold that. Everybody works from home, as far as I know. They have a fraction, I mean, maybe a 30th, a 50th of what they used to work there. And I mean, these are, obviously we're local TV people. I think newspapers are so important.
I do too.
They can go
like
into
the
a story.
Foundation of journalism.
They can like drive in and dig into a story for months and like really do things that we don't always have time to do.
There's a special place. I mean, we've got a skill to be able to synthesize really tough info in 90 seconds and deliver it to you.
We're faster,
in a compelling
breaking
way.
news, all that.
But there was always a place for each of us.
Yeah.
And now that plate is getting smaller.
Exactly. And it's hard. It's just not the easiest business to monetize. And we all maybe haven't adjusted as well. and as intelligently as we should have.
Right.
When the social media started coming along and we started posting things on Facebook, I call it the social media. What am I, 80 years old, DJ?
Grandpa Matt.
Yeah, I know. Excuse me. When the social media came along, when the MySpace hit, we should have adapted. But we've just been giving our stuff away. And we really, it's been decisions by lawmakers and all that have handed it to them. But
I'm glad you brought this up, though, because it is a little inside baseball, but people don't understand. They see us on TV and they're like, oh, my God, you're rich. You're like, who does your makeup? I do my makeup. I dress myself. But, yeah, there are so many platforms. There are so many options that people have to get information. And that's good in terms of making sure people have access. But when it comes to, like you said, monetizing it, 1 million clicks on a video, 1 million plus views does not translate to dollars, does not translate to ads. And you're not going to want to open up Instagram and see me talking like this and then pause and then,
right.
Yeah,
and here's a commercial for somebody.
Bankingrate.com or
right,
something.
yeah,
so,
exactly. So we'll see. I don't know. It's just something.
It's
and then,
a tough
So we saw that story land today.
And that sort of leads into
our next story, which I found. This was just a web article that I thought goes along. So 39-year-old cable network faces Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Bananas.
So this is QVC, all right?
I grew up I'm like dating myself, but this was on in every household, every room in my house.
Oh yeah. QVC, HSN. So QVC now owns them both. HSN is based in Florida, which is one reason I wanted to talk about this too. Well, it used to be based in Florida. Now they're moving everything to wherever QVC is. But so they used to have 100 million homes that they were in, right? So with the internet and streaming, so many people have done the cord cutting.
Cord cutting, yep.
Now about 68 million people are still have cable.
Yeah.
So that disparity between 100 million and 68, and it's not going in a good direction. It's not turning around.
And then the price for cable has jumped too significantly. It was like $99. I think even like in 2017, it almost doubled a couple years later.
Yeah.
So less or more options to get, your favorite shows, your favorite programs, plus it's more expensive? No. Who's not cutting the cord?
Do you ever know a TV person who went and did QVC or HSN?
Do I know any TV people? Is this a quiz?
I've known some. No, so
okay.
I'm just saying, like, it's interesting because I've known some news people who took their talents
and gone in that
and
direction.
gone over there, and
now it's like kind of flip flop.
And well, they made some money over there because you get commission on everything you sold.
Do you?
Oh yeah, these people
are they hiring?
These people they were rolling it.
Wow.
I don't think they're hiring anymore.
No, well, $6.6 billion in debt. They're not. Yeah, you're right. It's scary.
Back in the day, so we just wanted to talk about that for a little bit. Take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about a very boring company that is
doing some non-boring things.
Yeah, going underground. We'll be right back.
All right, welcome back to News 6 Tonight. Let's talk about Elon Musk, right? This man is constantly busy. If it's not rockets into space or if it's not his Tesla cars, it's the boring company. So we're talking about him because he was just technically, can we say awarded or
chosen?
Chosen, yes. He was just chosen to build a tunnel that's going to connect. What is it?
It's Epic Universe.
Epic Universe to the new theme parks, Orlando theme parks. This is major. You're looking at the tunnel right there because obviously, and I'll just be frank, traffic is terrible around there.
It's brutal down there, yeah.
So if you can shave that time in half, I mean, this would be incredible. So Shingle Creek Transit and Utility Company Development District, they voted today. So this just happened a few hours ago. They want to move ahead with having his company, The Boring Company, that's the name of it, design and build the entire infrastructure, the improvements, again, that are going to connect Universal and all of the Central Florida theme parks. First of all, that idea itself, to me, is just phenomenal. Like, why haven't we thought about this already? Like a quick, fast way to get from here, and there.
And you can do it in your car. You don't have to jump in, some sort of transit system.
No tram, no, whatever. I mean,
my only worry is there's a lot of water down there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of aquifer.
Okay.
Like if you are gardening at your house and you dig a hole, it keeps filling with water. I don't know how they're going to. I'm sure there's some engineering way to make that thing waterproof, but
to it,
good luck with that.
But it would be interesting.
If somebody can do it, Elon Musk probably figure it out.
And he beat out a lot of people. So there was another company, what was it, V2R. There was one called the Sunshine Connection Partners. And the biggest thing was they won with their vision in terms of how to really establish this. And they had to fit some pretty tight qualifications. And Elon's idea from the Boring Company got the highest score.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting. It's not official yet, but looks like it's happening. Thanks for watching News 6 Tonight. Thank you for joining me.
Thanks
She's
for
here with me tomorrow night as well.
They're stuck a couple days with me.
Yeah, we'll take it. Have a great one.